Hello. Oh, sorry about that. Get this set up here. Oh, yes. Got some new greatness. Alright. Welcome to Terror in the Shadows. It's been very busy for a lot of people. A lot of growth, a lot of success. A lot of pain, too, but nothing you haven't already felt and evolved past. If anything, this is a little bit of fuel, like when you turn the car engine and then it just like, you don't think that feels a little bit painful? I mean, the engine isn't forever, it gets damaged, it gets tired, it needs some new oil. You've been consuming a lot of food that may not be the healthiest, but it's healthy to your soul. Your soul wants to experience a little bit more than just the ration and the discipline. That extra feeling of life can literally help you elevate. Sometimes you have to stop being a pussy and just understand that you're going to get acne. Okay? If you're not getting acne, your genetics are great. God bless you. Whatever God you like. Or none. Just, if you're gonna live life, you're gonna consume things that are naturally self-destructive. Like, my soul feels a million times better when very once in a while I get a black and mild and a beer. Or I smoke way too much than I know is good. But there's two sides of the coin. You know the problem and you keep doing it, so that's fucking stupid. You're not going to do that, right? But you know the problem and you're actively, no matter if you fail, if you're actively trying to fight against it and to change it, and to understand at least, like if you're actively doing something to evolve yourself, you're going to get over it. You're going to heal, to vibe. Because it's very interesting because when you consume delicious food, things that help you, it's a spice of life. It's like when the prisoners, they don't drink, they just do hard work. But the one time they do something good, they get rewarded some beers. Like, that is better than just, I'm just drinking beers all the time. Even if that was a trauma response, because it's all about handling stress properly and how we utilize the delicious spice of life that could inherently be self-destructive. How do we balance the tightrope? Easier said than done. I have bled, I have had a lot of tears, I've suffered, I've blood, sweat, and tears, simply. If you have not concluded that you could be chill with blood, sweat, and tears, life's always going to be a fucking mystery. Life's always going to be a different obstacle instead of an opportunity. Every time I see an obstacle, I get excited, I overcome it. That's not easy to do. Some obstacles, we rather rest, because we know it's in our best interest. But the obstacle itself always offers an opportunity of growth. Even if you die in the war, did you die for honor? Did you die for your brethren? Was there purpose with it? Was there it's very complicated. That's why knowing thyself is so important. If you don't know yourself, that's the biggest thing you should do first. Because usually, I guess if you have that mental clarity, it's just really weird because you can't really do that until you know yourself. Because if you always love fitness, but you're in a trauma response and you're drinking, well then you're not going to find yourself, right? That was me, and I never even noticed. I was like, I used to always love the gym. It was always so much healthier, and I don't want to risk everything getting worse is because you're drinking so much, and it's like, okay, well then you're have to gonna go through the pains, the birthing pains, to evolve from that. Worst 2 weeks of my life. I mean, this was years ago, but I just said fuck it, and I evolved. We're going in a massive change in 2026. Everyone. Don't think you're excluded from this pain. If you're watching this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You are evolving. But our norm constantly changes, so we always want more conquest. We always are so hungry for more. But not everyone's like that. We always have these moments of doubt, moments of pain, struggle. But as long as we rise up again, every single time, every single day you're breathing, that is proof that you are successful in this conquest of life. Because life is not just you go to work and you do stuff and maybe have kids. I mean, that's disgustingly basic, okay? Life is every living fucking moment. It's not an easy subject. People want to have their opinions and they say, oh, my truth is better than yours. But none truth is better than anyone. If we all say we're never going to know this 100%, why the fuck are we like having this superiority complex that just gets us like, it's like there's so many more truths out there that you could find just by being in the moment. If you're in the moment of whatever the fuck you're experiencing, and you know what it is, and you know that there's an obstacle every single little moment, and you solve that obstacle, every day is a new strong armor piece. I mean, it's a new evolution, even if it's inherently painful. Like when world wars first started, we started out with hide, then we turned down, well, metal's better. It's just evolution. Let's see what the tarot has to say about this. I know this intro has been massively long, and I apologize, but I had to get some golden nuggets of truth out. I knew this video was going to be unbelievable. And you see, this is why I don't like to just pull readings every day, because I live the readings that I do. The readings I do is a reflection of my scientific approach of how I see everything. And some people could just say, wow, it's just so fucking amazing. You learn so much. We're all learning. Even if it's about our own struggles. Some people take years to understand that jobs aren't as what, it's just like some people take so much longer to learn stuff, and that's perfectly fine. Some people, their path, everyone's path is different. If we're going to understand that there's a yin and yang, there's a perfect fucking wave of like bad and good, and depending on the basis, there's going to be some sort of balancing. And it's like, then that means if everyone has a purpose, and who cares, it's just like, man, some people need to open up their mind, because they're really just lost in this fucking world. I'm dead serious. And it gets on my nerves, because I see it everywhere. It's fucking disgusting, but there's a smart uprising, an ingenious uprising of people that are actually intelligent. This is a 10 of coins, so you're definitely evolving right here, just like what I say. But you know what? This is like, okay, if you're going to evolve in this corrupt world that's built on money, what better way than the 10 of coins? So we're going to say, then there is an increase in money. I mean, gas went up, right? Oh, man. People think it's like, neurotypical people always think about themselves in their fucking orbit. And it's kind of funny, because when the shit that happens in the other world like in Iran, when it affects their orbit, now it's their problem. But it's not the problem because someone else made a decision somewhere else. It's a problem because right now my gas is expensive. And that is, you know what? I'm going to be honest. That's a human flaw. A lot of autistic people have seen past that at day 1. Or 2. I don't know. You're on fire with the fire card. So if this is finances, you're fucking exploding. I'm sorry if I'm cursing a lot, but I love to curse, and I'm not going to stop doing what I love, okay? So, the Empress, you're looking fucking beautiful, and you're amazing. I mean, this is the tarot right here. This is what the tarot is telling me. It's telling us that we have great things coming. By the way, I'm absolutely fucking stoned. You see, I made a playlist. If you haven't seen my playlist of how to use weed spiritually and correctly, please go check it out, because you literally can brush up with certain frequencies. You know, as they say, everything's a frequency, and you know, there's chaotic ones, there's peaceful ones, and it's like these different dimensions. You literally can brush up with them. They are gonna rock your world because they exist. You think these movies are just lies? I'm sure you guys that are watching me already figured it out. Because this is my soul family. This channel is my soul family that understand me and that see me. This is not just a channel of nobody. Okay, I mean, like I said, if you already know, then I already know. So then we're just talking. So, I'm gonna be in tears if this channel just gets blessed. Like, it's just like, I don't know, it's just like tarot scene is just really gonna make a wave in YouTube, and I think it's for the right reasons. It's not for the wrong reasons, because I mean, we're all in the age of Aquarian, and I'm an Aquarius. 8 of Cups. What I'm seeing is that you're building, because this is you're on your way to your 10 of Cups here. You've built a solid foundation, and you're currently stacking on your way to your 10th cup. Wait, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm stupid. Wait, hold on. 6, 7, 8. Oh, yeah, it looks weird, huh? How does a 10 of Cups card look like? That's just 8 cards, huh? 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, it seems to be you're building onto your 9 of Cups. But in reality, it's your 10 of Cups. Because in the moment, it may feel like... Because when you have these major accomplishments, a lot of it's going to be in the moment 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups is the best for a reason. Because it doesn't last all the damn time. It's rare. It comes after extreme, tenuous, or strenuous effort. It's a painful process to acquire this blissful state. You're pretty close because you've been building. This is why an evolution happens. This is a big level up coming in your life. What the fuck? 9 of Coins, huh? So we got the 10 of Coins and the 9 of Coins. You know what? We have the 9 of Coins here. The 9 of Coins means you're investing. You're literally investing this new abundance properly. Because I mean, we'll see. I could see us getting the Fool's card as the last card. Because that would make sense in my opinion. I mean, it does. It's just... I mean, I wouldn't consider it be the Fool. Could be the Emperor over here. Maybe you're taking care of your finances. Can I get the last card, please? That's the Emperor. Crazy how I just said that. You're in control. That's good. Because, when you're in that ship of strength, sailing away in the painful waters of life, you don't often have these moments of absolute control. You're birthing your destiny, and you have the right, great guides, spirit guides, everything's protecting you. This is alignment. Usually when you're going through a lot of waves, it's chaotic. It's not alignment. You're sailing into your new life with this. You're controlling, you're in charge of your destiny. You've seen yourself, because the Emperor knows himself. The Emperor is not an emperor for no reason. Emperors know thyself, and they control their darkness. Have the messengers. Birdmen. And, birds are going to be significant here, obviously. And he's carrying a flame thing. So you've controlled chaos and divinity here as well. You controlled a lot of things because, you could be just the fire and the beast, or, the cute divine little bird, or you can be, controlling both, like a phoenix almost, there's a lot of ways, he's royal for a reason, because it's not just the divinity, you could see that's, monks and people that are okay, I'm going to sacrifice myself for this deity or something, and him no, I got my own will, I got my own life, and it's if you're going to live that way, you got to have strength and be one with the chaos. Because if you don't, you're going to be at something else's will. You're not going to be able to be controlling yourself. And it's not necessarily a bad thing of oh my God, we have to be subservient to this deity. There's levels to thyself. You can't just be okay, I'm just going to be a slave to this deity for the ends of time. Our souls evolve, and if we could accept that, because to me, just thinking about it, some people die young and then they're somehow supposed to go to a place of punishment for eternity, even if they live which would be natural. It makes no sense, and if anything, it's self-portrayed, not evolved out of. It's a very complicated thing. If you're still stuck on one religion, you haven't looked deep enough, okay? So, just letting you know. You're the Emperor. You're intelligent, you know yourself, and you're controlling the great things that usually some people would think is impossible. That's why these emperors rule kingdoms, because they were able to guide life. It's a very interesting synergy that emperors have with their realm in front of them. If no one's going to tell you about the deepness that is the Emperor card, I will. I've built this by blood, sweat, and tears. Because the Emperor could fall from his throne 1,000 times and still be the Emperor. Because once you've been an Emperor, you're always an Emperor. It's the true oneness. If the Emperor was on top once, he can get there again. And that's not because being at the top matters. It's not about on the top. It's about yourself. You could fall from any golden, throne, but you, as long as you know you and your balance, your greatness, it'll just be another way of life. I mean, it will not faze him or her. I mean, this is the emperor, let's be honest. A little bit more masculine here, right? Because the empress guides herself with seduction, beauty, love, lust. I mean, maybe a little bit, but she doesn't need to. That's why she's an empress. It's just the emperor is more masculine, as in conquering something to achieve some sort of output. It's very mechanical. He's ruling, he's doing the important shit because no one else is going to do it. Because, you can have 1,000 people try to be an emperor. 99% of them will fail. Because not everyone is an emperor. That is why they are royalty. And if you know how to be the emperor within yourself, you will always have that chance to rise again and to be absolutely evolved. Whether you're on the top now, and maybe even the greatest emperors staying in the top for a long time because they're good emperors or they're smart, cunning, etc. It is power. Your power has risen. This is an absolutely extraordinary reading. I did not expect to have this. I know some people are curious about my weed journey. I'll be talking about that. Because people think it's just, no one really talks about it, but there's a reason a lot of cults utilize weed. If you're just scientific, I don't deal in extremism, whether it be knowledge. It's like everything is a piece and a puzzle to something that we will never know. But as long as we can know our functional area, we could live our best damn lives. And we could make it happen. The know-how is the obstacle. Why are we constantly asking questions if it wasn't a problem? If it wasn't an obstacle? We're always asking questions. We're always doing tarot because we are learning. And we still are. That's why. If we didn't need tarot, we wouldn't be using it. Okay? So don't think we can't somehow evolve soul-wise, spiritually. If it's, at some point, maybe you get closer to an actual deity level. It's not something that you should just think is impossible. Because that thinking of it being impossible is that very slow, basic level. When people are growing, and those people that are actually kind of open-minded are like, oh shit, that guy's insane. That guy knows something that I don't. And that's not common, because we always think this is always the truth. This is always the truth. But there's always a truth outside of that. You see, if we're never going to know everything about the universe, then everything is on the table. Think about it. Then that means there's always a new way to do something, new way to overcome something, new way to live, evolve. It's like, if we're extremists and say, okay, that isn't a possibility, that does not exist, that is inherently destructive and low level. Because when you do open-minded, it's like, because that's the thing about a puzzle piece. If you know the structure of a puzzle piece, you could say, okay, this puzzle piece is that. It doesn't matter about what's inside the puzzle piece, what makes it, whatever. It can always go deeper, right? But as long as we could understand, like, okay, we know this exists, we know this exists, we know this exists. We know that if I do this, this is going to happen. But if we can't say, okay, well, maybe I do this and this happens, and when that happens, it can lead me to do this. It's like, okay, well, that would take an open mind to even consider the possibility. Because some people see the opportunity just by being able to see it, not being told that it's a possibility. They see it, they take it, and they execute it, and they succeed in it. Other people say, oh, well, I need someone to teach me. I need someone to do this. I need someone to do that. We could teach ourselves. It's called mental evolution. It would be very hard for me to learn how to be a mechanic just by playing around with it. But just like people with Legos, you just try and you could do it. It's who learned the first skill of whatever? They learned it themselves. And someone else that learned it themselves can teach it to other people. But maybe someone else learns a better way to do it. Or a different way. I mean, this age of Aquarius is an age of truth. And the truth can bring very bloody times. And we're going to be going under one of the biggest times in recorded history, right? We're just at that time. Not going to say anything, I'm just going to let you know. It's just, it is what it is. But you know, the people will rise again. It's going to be great. Have a great night. May the shadows guide you.